How are you doing, guys? I am here in the Campus Party, Brazil, and I have more one talk here. But before the talk, I will show the Campus Party. And this place is very, very cool to enter the communities or share your knowledge and make networkings in January. I will show here, and here we have a lot of stations that have a lot of companies. With the stands, one example, Bimbo is back to me having the GitHub and having the coffee. It's here, and this is the principal stage. We give talks. Have a lot of members in the So Java community. Giving talks in the stage disruption, and I show you to you and the campus party. You can watch these talks in the campus party YouTube channel YouTube. And I don't have another information about campus party. I will introduce my friend Rafael. And hello, Rafael. How are you doing, my friend?
Hello, Gabriel. It's awesome to be here and awesome to see how big is Campus Party. And there's so many communities, so many companies, so many awesome people. So it's great.
Yes, this is very, very cool. It's you feeling energy the persons here, like and the
I do,
people's.
yeah. I feel the
Yes,
energy from here.
yes, like and the people look to me and this guy is start a live in the Jersey in YouTube and ask me and Gabriel, what do you make here? Oh, I make lives into Java and this channel works this content is very very cool here and I can make it, a lot network here because I have a lot of companies and I discover new companies and communities. It is very cool. I no, I love events like Campus Party because this. And today we have a great talk with you. What's the title?
So we're going to be talking about 10 lessons that will help developers in their career. So we're going to be discussing them and we're going to go uh, in details. They are beyond technical skills. So those are maybe skills that are neglected by many software developers. So I'm going to be talking about them.
All right. And Rafael, I have one question before you starting. If you have questions, you prefer the final talk or I can interrupt to you to question?
It can be interactive. You can,
Interactive. All right.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
If you have a question, I
Let me know. Yes.
yes, I I notify you.
Yeah,
Okay,
and we're
Rafael.
gonna we're gonna give the talk with me.
Yes, I talk with you.
Okay, so
Um, starting to talk, this stage is totally to you, and I have little interaction with you. I will talk to you. Okay, let's
okay,
do
thanks,
rock.
Gabriel. Okay, hello everyone. I'm gonna start sharing my screen. So, like I told you, those are the 10 golden life lessons that will boost your career as a software engineer. So, I'm gonna give you an overview from what are those lessons. So, the first one is to dream big, because if you don't dream big, you won't achieve much. So, you have to dream big and think big. Ability, what does that mean? Factors um, um, to avoid you to get what you want. You have to take the blame. Have a mentor. Why having a mentor? Because if you have a mentor, you are able to grow more. This is something that many people neglect, and your importance having your life. Health, you can't do reading. have a focus, do something that's meaningful for you, track your goals so that you keep motivated, work smart and hard. What does that mean? It means that optimize your time. There's a lot to notice that I'm going to be telling you some techniques to optimize your time, delivery practicing, so that you can practice a specific technique to get really good. Go more into, so let's go. And if you have any interactive, okay? So the first one, dream big. So
Oh, Rafa.
how can you dream big? You have
Rafa.
about
A
yourself.
little appointment here. Your internet is not very good.
For me, you have to decide what is success for you. So once you have that clear in your mind, once you know, okay, this is what I love to do, this is where I want to get. Once you decide that, then you can dream big. Your criteria, you dream big, you dream as ambitious. You reflect about yourself, and then you reflect to understand
Rafa?
why this is important for you, and then you define your
Rafael?
success criteria. So how can you do that? How can you
Rafael?
take a
Rafael, you
short
can
walk,
hear me?
preferably in nature, because when your mind is
Rafael?
so that it's more easy for you
Hello?
to really think about something that is meaningful for your life.
Rafael?
Another
Do you hear me? Rafael? Hello?
that they are not worth or they don't deserve it, but you can not you, because if maybe if you think in this way, why not you, it's a more powerful way. Why? It's because then you will be able to bring value to the world in a way that you can achieve really big things. So when you dream big, you do big things and you have more people, you impact other people's lives. And it's very important for you to be specific at your dreams. For example, my first dream 5 years ago was to work as a software engineer in Europe. And to accomplish that, I set a couple of daily goals. So I was getting experience as a software engineer, and I was also improving my English skills. And my routine was very simple. There wasn't anything very complicated. I was very focused. So I was focusing on Java technologies. I was focusing on the soft skills that would help me in my career as a software engineer. And I was also focusing on my English. So I was improving my English consistently, and I was improving my conversation skills. I was improving my writing, reading, and listening skills. So this made the difference to me to get a job here in Ireland. This is just an example. You, like I said, your success criteria or your dreams can be totally different than mine, and that's okay. That's how it should be. So, and another important detail is that when you achieve your dream, there will be another one, and that's how it goes. And another thing you can do, it's very simple, you can do it now. You can write down what are your dreams. It doesn't need to be a perfect dream, just something that will get you moving to take some actions to the next year. So you can write it down. Doesn't need to be many dreams. You can write maybe 3 dreams about your personal, professional, and financial area. Then you can put some goals, some long-term goals there that make sense for your career. And be ambitious. And be ambitious is different than being greedy, because if you are greedy, you're gonna harm others. And when you are ambitious, you you achieve big things, but not harming other people. You you achieve big things, and you do the opposite. You impact more other people's lives, and you help them to become better. So be ambitious. There's no harm on being ambitious. The only thing that will happen is that you're going to be helping more people. Therefore, you're going to be impacting the world in a good way. So the second lesson is to take responsibility. This is extremely important, because if you don't take responsibility, you give away your power. So first point here is to don't blame external factors. So I can give you a practical example about that. Let's suppose you want to be promoted in your job, and you've been in this company for more than 2 years and you never got promoted, and then you blame your boss. You say, oh, my boss never promoted me. But instead of having this mindset of blaming external factors, because you don't have control over any other people's lives, you have control over your life. So instead of blaming them, you can think, okay, what can I do to get this promotion? Can I talk to my boss? Can I ask him for feedback? Or can I improve some skill? Can I do a course? Can I share my knowledge? Can I don't know. Can I look for a mentor to help me? Can I read a book? There are so many things you can do. And if you have the mindset of not taking responsibility, what's going to happen is that you're going to blame external factors and you're going to become powerless. So this is very important for you to have this mindset of taking responsibility. So we can take it to the extreme case. You don't need, obviously, you don't need to take this concept of taking responsibility to this extreme case. But in the book called Be Obsessed or Be Average from Grant Cardone, it says that if you are driving a car, and even though if another car hits your car, it's your fault, because you went out at that time and you were on the at the wrong time and in the wrong place. So I know this is a bit extreme, because it's arguable that that it was your responsibility, but the idea here is to not blame external factors, so that you have to take the power back, so that you say, okay, this is my responsibility, and I will change. I will take actions to try to change that. So that's the idea. And don't be a complainer, because if you start complaining about situation, what's going to happen is that you're going to attract people who also complain, and you're going to only attract more problems. When you focus only on the problem, you're going to attract more problems, and the problem will grow. So instead of complaining about the situation, try to do something. Think always about something you can do about the situation. So in the example of not being promoted, you can do many things. You can talk to your colleagues, you can ask for feedback for your colleagues to know where you have to improve. And then once you get this feedback, then you can maybe get a promotion. And if the promotion doesn't work, if you try everything, if you talk to your manager, if you talk to your colleagues and nothing works, you still have an option. You have an option to get another job. So there are a lot of options. So that's the danger. So you have to take responsibility and not blame external factors. You can say, okay, that situation, I'm gonna take this action, I'm gonna try that, and I won't blame other people or external factors. And there are so many things to blame. There are so many excuses um, that we can make. There there are millions of excuses, and but the key here is to take responsibility and say, okay, that's my fault. I'm gonna take action, and it's not my boss' fault. It's not my colleague, the fault of my colleagues. I will take action. I will take responsibility. So that's the idea. And be solution oriented. Once you take responsibility, then your mindset will be automatically solution oriented. So this mindset will help you to have new ideas, to expand your mind, and to achieve big things. So that's the power of taking responsibility. And have a mentor. So why having a mentor is so important? So
Yes, it's very important.
Gabriel can explain one.
I can say little things about important to have a mentor. Um, okay, guys, a mentor is very important in your career because a mentor give tips and show good roads to your career. Like one example, it's example here, guys. I have Pedro is my mentor. Pedro giving me uh, orientations about cooking rice. Okay, but I don't have knowledge how cooking rice, and my mentor giving me orientations, and I get this road, and I make a good rice. Or Rafael is my mentor. It's my true life, giving me orientations to learn Java, learn Spring, created contents in the community, and I make this. I get this road, and I have it cried in my career. Like, it's make it totally. How can I say? Make it totally. Oh my gosh, I forgot the word. Make sense. Make it totally sense in my career because I have a grow. And I have another point. It's very important to you have a mentor. One example is networking. If you have a mentor, you have access to network your mentor. Your mentor can introduce you for great people, can send invites to events or give talks or record videos and then other things. This is very very cool because the persons and sorry, the network to your mentor remember you. Oh, Gabriel is a mentorado. I don't know English. You can help
Mentee,
me
mentee,
here.
mentee.
Mentee. It's Gabriel is a mentee the Rafael. Oh, it is a good person. Rafael mentioned Gabriel. Okay, I went to contact you with Gabriel. And this is very, very important. Oh, it's very, very cool. Because you boosted the another person remember, oh, it's all Gabriel. Gabriel can help me, or Gabriel can make a solution to me. In my opinion. The compliment, Rafael. Sorry, I
Yeah,
interrupt you.
yeah. No, thanks for saying that, Gabriel. So you were lost, right, in the beginning of your career. So what happened in the beginning of your career? Can you let the audience
Yes.
know?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Tell
Oh,
to the audience what
it's
happened in the
it,
beginning of your
it
career and how you got a job and how you became a focused Java developer.
yes. I will share it now. It's another. point is very cool because I started my career. I was very lost, and I don't have orientations, and I take it, learning any languages. Like I don't have Fox. I learn Python. I learn uh, JavaScript and C. Like it's how can I say? I learn all technology, but I don't have knowledge in one technology. And I was starting my career, and I make any questions to me and way I don't enter this job. I learn a lot. I how can I say? I give my blood to study to enter this company, but I never enter. I never passed the interview. I started my program mentoring with Rafael, and Rafael give him tips, give me orientations, and say, "Oh, Gabriel, what language you working?" I will say a big list, and oh my God, but you have a deep knowledge. It is, it is our languages. No, I have knowledge only to write a hello world in our technologies. And okay, and Rafael said to me, "Oh, Gabriel, uh, you need a fox, right? You need get knowledge in the first in one language." And oh, okay, what's the language you recommend? I recommend Java. And oh, okay, I will give my fox to exclusive to Java, and want to have a good knowledge in Java, I can learn another technology. Like I have the focus, totally focus, my total energy. I give it only to learn Java, right? And all things it's how can I say it's working after I get to this focus. I recorded 100 videos about Java. I start giving talks in the community. I have now a little knowledge about Java. I how can I say I have knowledge to write if or else. It's a joker, guys. uh, but
You are giving
Jeremy,
a talk in English.
yes, what is the best example. I don't speak. And I was. It was as yes, correctly. I was speaking. No, it's a little incorrect sentence, but no worries. But I learn English. I start to learn another language because I get tips with Rafael, and it's another good point that Rafael showed to me. To me it's the best benefits you have a mentor. Your mentor show good roads and bad roads. Like Rafael showed to me your mistakes. And oh, Gabriel, I try make this, and man, don't working. Like if you make this, it's a probability you feeling frustrated is very high, or it's oh man, it is not working. But it's not very how can I say no, don't think bad about this. It's a very good because you might have more experience. You might have more time in the market or more time in the life. And have idea it's oh it is if you make this is good, if you make this is not very good. Nice. Okay.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense, Gabriel. And another detail about Gabriel's career is that in less than 2 years, he became an intermediate developer.
Yes.
And this is not easy to accomplish. And nowadays, he's working with top notch technologies. He's working with microservices, he's working with Java, he's working with Spring, all the technologies that are in high demand in the market, which means that Gabriel nowadays is highly employable and he knows English. So, which means that he can get a job in anywhere in the world. So he's in a very good position. and it's a very strong position. And he's giving talks in English. So Gabriel has this vast this vast amount of options in his careers, which is amazing. And
Yes.
I myself, I also had a mentor, Bruno Souza, and he helped me a lot to know how to share my knowledge, to know how to focus my learnings as well. And I had a rapid growth, like Gabriel had with me, and it's great the power of having a mentor, because a mentor has a vision far ahead than yours. So if you're not working with a mentor, you don't have that vision, and you take years and years and years to figure it out, and you might never figure it out because you don't know what you don't know. And a mentor will expand your vision. A mentor will say, hey Rafael, hey Gabriel, do that, you are doing this wrong. Like, or maybe as Gabriel said, a mentor will say, hey Rafael, hey Gabriel, if you go that route, it's going to be good. If you go in this other route, it's going to be bad. Your growth will be slow. So that's the importance of having a mentor. It's because you save so many years, you grow so much more quickly in your career. And like Warren Buffett says, invest in yourself is the best investment you can do. So having a mentor, I think it's one of the best investments you can ever make for your career and for your growth. Okay. Anything else you want to add here, Gabriel?
No, I think say all points this slide. Grow exponential, open your vision. Yeah, I say all points. Go ahead, Rafael.
Awesome. So exponential growth, and that's extremely important. The other point is to hack your health. Why? Because unfortunately, too many people neglect their health. And when you neglect your health, it doesn't matter if you are good in your career. It doesn't matter how good you're doing in other areas of your life, because without health, you can't do anything. You can't even enjoy life. So health has to be always the maximum priority in your life, because uh, it also impacts the other areas of your life uh, in a very powerful way. So you don't need to eat, um, have a crazy diet, but have a reasonable nutrition. So what is this? Avoid junky food. Um, if you eat junky food more than 3 times during the week, that's bad for your health. So try to avoid them as much as possible, and eat the food that our mothers always told us to eat, like vegetables. So how can you be more motivated to eat vegetables? You can put some good sauce in the vegetable so that you eat, and it's more tasty. You can eat fruits. You can choose a fruit you like. um, you can eat staple food like broccoli or potato, rice and beans, uh, steak if you are not vegetarian or vegan. And basically that, try to have a reasonable nutrition and drink water. So important. Water, um, the, the sages say that drink water is the ultimate medicine. So water will help you massively in your health. So get the habit of having water. If you can have 2 liters of water per day, I think that's awesome. And of course, do exercise at least 3 times a week. You can do whatever you prefer. You can walk, you can run, you can go to the gym, you can do a martial art, you can dance, you can do a sport, you can play football, you can play volley, tennis, whatever you like. But it's very important to do exercise at least 3 times a week. And there are so many things you can do. There are so many things. It's so simple. You can even walk 30 minutes a day or do something like that. Doesn't need to be complicated. Uh, Anything that will be pleasurable for you. And by doing that, what's going to happen is that you're going to be a sharper software engineer. Why? Because there are a lot of studies uh, performed by the best universities in the world, proving that when you exercise, you release a lot of good hormones in your body and in your brain. There is a protein called BDNF, for example. So, which means that when you do exercises, this protein BDNF, brain-derived neurotransmitter transmissions, basically they will repair the stressed neuron connections, which means that the neural connections that are damaged, they will be regenerated, they will be recreated, and you're going to be able to learn things more quickly. And your neural connections in your brain will work more quickly so that you can make connections about something you are learning more effectively, and you can learn a new technology or a new concept more quickly. So exercises will definitely be a game changer for you. If you don't do exercises, start small. Don't do a lot of exercises all of the sudden, because otherwise your chances of giving up are very, very high. So instead, build it up. Do it bit by bit. So you start small and then you build it up bit by bit. That's the way. Don't start in a crazy way, because the chances are very high that you're gonna give up in a very short time. So, and this is true for anything you want to accomplish. If you want to give a talk or if you want to do anything else, you start small and you build it up. Like I told you before, find some exercise you enjoy. If you like sports, you can play the sport you like as often as possible. You can walk, you can run. There are so many possibilities. Or you can even set a challenge for yourself. You can decide that you're going to run a marathon, and then you can start running. And then this can become a hobby and a challenge. And this will help you in all the other areas of your life. So just do exercises and put your health as maximum priority. It has to be the maximum priority. It has to be above learning. It has to be above everything, because without health you can't even enjoy your time with your family. So it's maximum priority. And like I said before, by doing exercises, you're going to be sharper as a software engineer. You're going to be able to learn more quickly and solve problems more easily. Track your goals.
Rafa, I can say little thing about this top health,
Yeah.
cardio health. It's make it all sense, guys. Like if you make one exercise, if you have a trouble in your company or problem bugs to resolve it, if you get 30 minutes and walk or run, you might how can I say have a bright like, oh, I have idea how is a solution to this problem, and this work is very well. I use this technically every day, and I have more I my oh my god, I forgot the word again. um my ideas is more quickly to solve the problem. Like, oh, it's show the problem, show the bug in the software, and oh, two, okay, I need to make If I didn't make it, try cat here and then resolve the problem. It's very very
Yeah,
well.
yeah, that happens a lot, Gabriel, and there's a reason for that. It's because when you are doing exercises, when you are walking, your mind is in a, I would say, peaceful state. And when your mind is at that state, you access your most powerful brain, which is the subconscious part of your brain. So, for those who don't know, your subconscious mind is 80% more powerful than your conscious mind. So, there is a lot of power in your subconscious mind. And one way to activate your subconscious mind is to do a walking, for example, or
Yeah.
to run, or to do any kind of exercise or walking in nature. Those kind of activities um, will activate your subconscious mind, which is extremely powerful.
This is very good. This is a good road, guys. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Rafael.
and as a consequence, you're gonna feel less stressed because when you do exercises, um, you decrease the amount of cortisol. For those who don't know, cortisol is the fear hormone, and if you don't do exercises, this hormone will be stronger in your body, and what will happen is that you're more likely to be stressed out with situations. You're more likely to get to what's the word again, to get a burnout, for example. So there's a lot of bad consequences of not doing exercises. So it just has to be the maximum priority. Your health is extremely important. So track your goals. So why tracking your goals is important? It's because if you don't track your goals, you lose motivation. Why? It's because you don't see progress. So I use a very simple tool to do my activities. So when I write article, or when I'm uh, writing my book, I use Pomodoro. And basically, Pomodoro, for those who don't know, is a timer. So it's a 25 minutes timer. And how does that work? So basically, when you activate the Pomodoro, you're going to be only focused on your task, no nothing else. So you focus on your task, and you also save a lot of time if you do that, because if you are doing some kind of work and you are constantly being distracted by your social media or by your notifications on your cell phone, what will happen is that uh, you won't be so productive. So Pomodoro also helps on your productivity, and you are also able to see your progress, because when you use Pomodoros, um, you are able to see a report. You are able to see how much time you focused on your things. You can use also Trello if Trello works better to you. So Trello is basically a Kanban board, and you can put your tasks there if that works better to you. Or you can use a physical whiteboard. There are many whiteboards. You can easily find it on shops, and you can just write down what's going to be your actions to achieve whatever is your goal. And then by using those tools, you're far more likely to get your goals done consistently. So very important to use those tools. Have focus. So Gabriel talked about focus. So he said that he was trying to learn a lot of programming languages, and that didn't work very well. But then when he started focusing on Java, his career completely changed. His career went
Have an
sky high.
expansion role. Yes, like
Yeah,
a Space Nave.
yeah, and what happens is that when you have too many plans, that will lead you to no action, because too many plans, too many ideas, you get overwhelmed. There are so many things that you say, okay, I will just stop, I will just give up. And it's so easy to stay in that state nowadays because there are so many technologies, there are so many things we have to learn, so many concepts. So that's why it's crucial for you to have a focus. So that's okay, have this focus. I'm gonna go this way in my career, and that's what I decided. So extremely important, focus. The most powerful people in the world, they always say that focus is the best thing you can do. So, and obviously too many plans will lead you to slow growth. So imagine if Gabriel were trying to learn all the programming languages. He would be an average developer in all of those languages instead of being very good with Java, which he is nowadays. He would be a so-so developer in many languages. So this means that you would have a slow growth. So that's why it's so important to focus, because when you focus on one thing, you are going to become really, really good in that thing. So, and learn only what you need. Don't try to learn so many things that you never use, because remember that knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power, and knowledge only becomes power when you use it to do something useful. So remember that. And sometimes, in companies nowadays, we deal with so many concepts that are difficult um, to know all of them, because it's so many things. And on those situations, you can use the just-in-time learning technique. So this is a technique where you can learn something. Let's suppose you are dealing with a new situation in your job. You can always read an article. You can always watch a tutorial on YouTube. You can always maybe do a quick course about this. And then you can use this just-in-time learning technique. You don't need to learn everything ahead of time, because nowadays, honestly, this is impossible. So the just-in-time learning technique is an important one. But what you should be constantly mastering is the fundamentals. I think this is the most important thing, because by learning the fundamentals, you are able to learn every tool or every shining toy much more quickly. Because if you know the fundamentals, what those shining tools do, they apply the fundamentals. It's always like that. If you notice a Java programming language, most of the Java APIs, they are applying the fundamentals of computer science. They are applying the fundamentals of algorithms. If you notice, if you take a look at the collections API, you're going to see there data structure. You're going to see the fundamentals. So it always goes back to the fundamentals. So the stronger you are in the fundamentals, the easier it is to use the tools. Okay? So Gabriel, do you have any questions so far, or no questions?
No questions. We don't have questions now, and it is topic you say it's totally true. Like if you try learning many things, you never learn one thing.
Exactly.
Like I can show my case to you guys. If you learn a lot of things, you'll never entry or you'll never have knowledge about this thing.
Yeah.
What how can I say? I started my professional life with my 15 years, and I entered the market uh, whole software engineer with 20 years, like 5 years learning many technology and not having focus in one technology. Like, oh, this month I give focus in this technology, and don't I how can I say I don't grow. Like I am feeling frustrated. Like, oh my gosh, I study a lot here, but I don't get entry in the company. Like, if you don't have focus, you don't grow. It is very true. You need to focus, have focus in one thing, And after making all activities, you go to next activity, like
Exactly.
step by step.
Yes, you, of course, after you master a focus, a caveat on that is, for example, let's suppose now you're very good with Java. Then you can expand. Then you can, okay, there's microservices. Let me understand more about the concept of microservices. Now that you know Java, oh, let me learn more about Solid or Clean Code. Now that you know Java, oh, now let me learn more about CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery.
Yeah.
So there a world, there are so many things, and you go from focus to focus so that you can expand your knowledge and your experience.
Yes, it's totally true. Like, need for give you energy only one thing, the first, and you get master tutorial in these things. You can go another thing. Like my focus now is get a certificate in Java, and I learn a lot Java. I don't learn a lot of things. I don't have a focus to learn more about another framework. I I give in my energy, I give my focus only to Java core, and I have a objective to get this, and I will make this. My focus is totally this. If I focus on other things, I have a idea is I don't get my Java certificate.
Exactly. Yes. So just to a reminder here, if you stay until the end of this talk, there is a special gift for you. So stay tuned for more. So the seventh lesson is to work smart and hard. So what I mean with that, if you work only hard, it might be a waste. Let's suppose you are working with Java and but you are curious about learning a new programming language. But if you never use this language for anything, it might be a waste of time. So work hard and smart. So working only smart might not be enough. So what is working smart? It is working on something that makes sense for you and for your career. And you can always work smart and hard. So if you're working in something that makes sense for your career and for your growth, then it's perfect. Because then you're gonna have very rapid growth. And optimize your time. I use this technique a lot. So when I'm commuting to work, or when I'm in the gym, or when I'm cleaning the house, I always listen to an audiobook or to a good video on YouTube, or I listen to a podcast. So all of those times that I don't really need to use a lot of brain power, like going to the gym, I do repetitive exercises, or when I'm commuting, I'm just commuting to work. So during those times, I am listening to an audiobook, or I'm listening to a podcast, or to a good video from people I admire. So that's what I do. I optimize my time. You can listen to a podcast, and you can always use money to optimize your time. What do I mean with that? Let's suppose you're going to publish a book and you are a software engineer. And remember that, and let's suppose you don't have design skills. It's much easier for you to pay someone else who is specialist in design rather than do your own book cover. So you can use money to optimize your time. You can pay someone else to do the work you're not able to do. So you can do that. And discover the power of deliberate practicing. So what is deliberate practicing? The very best in the world, they do that. So what they do, they basically they do a deliberate practicing in something very specific. Let's suppose the best guitar player in the world, he or she wants to really master how to play difficult songs. they will do a song, they will do a scale on their guitar many times, again and again and again, until it becomes so natural that he or she doesn't need even to think about playing the scale in their guitar. And you can apply the same thing in your as a software engineer. You can, for example, read 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, the JDK code or any open source project you like. And then if you do that consistently, I assure you that you're going to become a much better software engineer. It's going to be much easier for you to read code, because reading code is one of the most difficult skills. It's one of the most powerful skills that a software engineer have. And keep in mind that proficiency will never be achieved overnight. Proficiency will be always achieved with consistency. So you're gonna have to be consistent in a certain skill. And like I said, consistency is practice is key. So if you decide that you want to be able to, for example, create good code, you can define a consistent practicing that you're going to be studying solid principles, or you're going to be studying design patterns, or you're going to be also applying those concepts where it's suitable. So consistency is key. And then the 10th lesson is to take action, because if you don't take action, really none of those lessons will matter to you. So you have to take action. So you have a knowledge, you have, you know what to do, then you have to take action. With no action, nothing happens. So once you learn more, once you are aware of how things work, then you can take strategic action towards your objectives. So if you, for example, want to get your first job as a Java engineer, what can you do? You could study Java, you could get the Java certification, you could read a book, you could create a small Java project. And if you want to be promoted, you have to learn what it takes to be promoted. You can maybe talk to someone who got already promoted, and then you can figure it out how to get to that level. And it's a very important lesson for you is to do it even if you don't feel prepared. What does that mean? It means that if you are waiting for the perfect moment or to be fully prepared, this moment will never happen. So keep that in mind. If you are waiting to be fully prepared, what's going to happen is that you're going to procrastinate for the rest of your life. So every successful people know that you will never feel fully prepared. Let me give you a practical example. Let's suppose you find a new job, and this job is very different from the current job you have. Of course, you're not fully prepared. So you have to accept that and take the challenge anyway, because keep in mind that you can always learn on the way. So you can learn and grow on the way. So even though you don't feel fully prepared, you can grow by accepting the challenge and taking action. Another very important thing to remember is that it's far more risky to not take any risk. So people who don't take any risk, they are in a weak position. Because let me give you a practical example. A developer thinks that staying in the company she is currently is a very secure way to keep her career. But the thing is that if she doesn't take any risk, what may happen is that the company might go bankrupt, or her manager might decide all of the sudden to fire her, or it can happen anything. So it's very important to have the mindset of taking risk, because it's a paradoxal, I know, but when you take risk, you are actually safer. Of course, a good calculated risk. Don't take a foolish risk, because if you take a foolish risk, of course, your chances are not good to be successful. So take a calculated risk. You want to add something, Gabriel?
Yes, it is about risk, né? Like having other Farsi, it's very very good. It's done. It's better than done. I think it says or no, like done. It's better than done. Don't not done.
Done is better than perfect.
Yes, it's take it to correct me.
Done is better
Uh,
than perfect.
done is better than perfect. Like you need to try. Like uh, another example in my case, I don't speak English very well, but I don't have fear. Okay, I make a lot of mistakes, and I take a responsibility. So I will give talks, I will speak English, and I have idea I will make mistakes, but I didn't make this right. And if you put your mind, oh, I don't make this because I have fear, or I don't make chess because I have a high risk. You don't move it. You don't have grow. Uh, for you grow, it's a road. It's very painful. Like having moments you feeling so stressful, so tired, and you only think, oh my god, I will desist chess. I don't make more chess. But if you feeling it's his moment, it's a signal. You haven't grown your career, you haven't grown your life. Like our journey is very painful, it's very difficult, but if you desist and made a journal, you don't have grow. I can give you one example too. I reckon 100 videos about Java. This process is very very difficult to me because I like a lot live the night with my friends, and I need to say, oh, I need to stop this to improve my career. It's very dull. It's very painful to me. Oh, I don't can drink a beer today on the Friday,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it's a great risk, and I have a great risk because it's probably I break up with my friends, break my cycle friends. But I have another point. If we break up, okay, okay, I don't have more friends, or oh, I don't, I'm feeling bad and I don't finish this project. But have another point. If you finish your project, you continue with your friends. Like how can I say it's more deep into it, like making sylogist. You did not you don't need fear. It's my my sentence.
Yes. So I think Gabriel's example is very good, because he's taking a risk, and he has the courage to take the risk to give this talk in English. And even though he doesn't feel fully prepared to give a talk in English, he knows that this is the only way to grow. So if you are thinking that some magical thing will happen in your life if you don't take action, that's wrong. That will never happen. So amazing things will only happen if you take action. Like Gabriel, for example, he's taking action. He's hosting many talks in English, even though his English, he's still improving his English, but he's doing it anyway. So that's a very powerful lesson that you can see that it works. You when you have the courage to take the action and take risks, paradoxically, this gives you this makes you like much more this gives you a lot more opportunities in your career, and this makes things safer to you as well. So it's a paradox, because when you take risk, you actually are safer, and many people don't see that. And uh, living proof living proof of that is Gabriel, it's myself. So um, I also gave talks in English when I was improving. Well, I'm still improving my English, but I did like Gabriel. So and that's amazing. I think that's very courageous, and that's the right attitude to really grow and go to the next level.
Yes, this is totally true. Go ahead, Rafa.
Okay, so I'm gonna recap here. So dream big. Why dream big? Because if you dream big, you can achieve really big things. You can achieve amazing uh, long-term goals. Take responsibility. Why? Because if you blame external factors, you lose your power. So instead of blaming external factors, you take responsibility and you say, okay, this thing is not working in my life. How can I change it? How can I improve it? What action can I take to make it better? Then when you have this mindset, when you have the mindset of a leader, so when you take responsibility, you have a leader mindset. And you don't need a title to be a leader. You can be a leader anywhere. And uh, taking responsibility is a great example of being a leader. If you take responsibility of your life, you are automatically a leader. So you don't complain, you don't say, oh, but it's the fault of the government, or it's the fault of my manager. No, I take charge of my life and I say, okay, what can I do? What are the possibilities? So that's a very powerful mindset, because then you take the power back. Have a mentor, because with a mentor, you will grow exponentially. Hack your health. Why? Because without health, you can't do anything. So it should be your maximum priority. It should be on the very top. Have focus, because if you try to do everything, what's going to happen is that you won't do much. Your growth will be very slow. Track your goals, because if you don't track your goals, you're gonna become demotivated, because if you don't see progress, there's no growth. Your chances to give up is very high. And work smart and hard, so you don't need to work hard on something that won't bring you any value. Work smart on something that makes sense for you, and then you work hard as well. Optimize your time. So when you are commuting, or when you are cleaning your house or doing exercises, you can listen to an audiobook. Do deliberate practicing. How can you do that? You can read code consistently, or you can contribute to open source code, or you can write articles. There are so many things you can do deliberate practicing, so that you can become a better software engineer. And take action, because without taking action, nothing I told you will make sense. Nothing I told you have any value. So take action. Take a small action. Doesn't need to be a big action. Take a small action. Write down about your dreams. Start drinking more water. Start eating fruits. Do small actions, because those actions will build it up, and you will improve. So this is the gift I'm giving to you. So I'm offering to you the Golden Lessons book and the Java Challengers book, and it's a symbolic price here. It's $5.45. So I will give you my two books about career and about the Java core. And as a bonus, I will give you also a career conversation. So I can help you in your career. I can talk about what actions you can take to achieve your biggest goals. And I will share this link with you so that you can access. So Gabriel, if you can.
Yes, I will share here. Send me here in the I put in the chat.
And I didn't see any question from the audience. So
No,
if,
don't have questions here.
if the audience have any question, so this is the link.
Yep.
So if you share this video later, Gabriel, then you can share this link so that people who okay, Gabriel is sharing the link.
Share here.
So people who are watching this video, you can schedule a career conversation with me. And once you purchase those two books, pay attention that there is a coupon. There is a career boost coupon, and then you put that on the purchase page. You use the coupon, and then you're gonna have this 75% off discount. So it's a high discount, and you're gonna send you an email, a follow-up email, to schedule a career conversation with me. Okay, so that's pretty much it then, Gabriel. If we don't have any questions, I think that's all.
Yes, I don't have questions here in the chat. And to me, this talk it's ever very good with you because open my mind, open my vision. I improve my English. This is a good point. Um, and how can I say it's thank you to accept my invite to give a talk in Soul Java on campus. Um, your talk is very amazing, and I think Max have it here in the room. Max, do you have it here? Uh, I think. Oh, it's Max here. It's it's
Yes.
Max.
Hey, hello, Max.
Hello. It's a pleasure to have you here, man. And it's the wow. It's
It's a
the
pleasure
second
talking to
edition.
you too.
Yeah, it's the second edition of the Soul Java and Campus, and you are together again, man. It's make our
Awesome.
event more valuable as ever. So thank you again. I have been talking a little bit with Gabriel, trying to discuss about the goals, those things that we will that you care about when we are grow our career. And he always mentioned your lessons, and it's very important, very valuable thing. And it's interesting because my talk that I will do in a presential campus party it is a little related to the way that we can grow up your career. But of course, I will talking more about open source and community perspective in your career. And of course, most of those lessons are will complement those things. So, guys, if you are watching this, pay attention to to the tips. Um, Gabriel is the one that is so valuable, is doing a great job in a community, sharing their very good component, good content. So I must thank you again, and sorry because today is a busy day for me in my company that I'm working with. So, but I'm here and I'm glad you. And I need to stop to say because stop to speak because I speak a lot.
No, thank you so much, Max. And about your talk, I think it's a very important topic because open source is one of the most powerful ways to do deliberate practicing. That helps a lot developers to improve their skills, to help the community, and it also helps a lot developers in their careers. So
Oh,
this is awesome.
great.
Yes, just have good tips here. My recommendation, Max, after Waqt to talk, you separate the time to Waqt because having 10 tips, it's very, very good. No, having more 10 tips, but my recommendation, Waqt talk, you'll see a good pointments to improve your career. Like you'll see a little farce and oh my gosh, Jesus make totally sense to my life.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the take action is I think is the most famous and the more courage action that you need to do in your career. If you don't do anything, anything will happen. So I think
Yeah.
that you are so. This tip is very important for me, especially because if you don't do anything, if you don't try to speak English, if you don't try anything, anything will happen. There is no magic. There is no hacking. You need to do those things. So it's very interesting. Thanks again, Rafael, for this topic, this talk.
Thank you so much, Max. Hopefully, I'm gonna see you someday in person and meet you in person.
Yeah, I watched you on a spoon against Basler and Otavio and the Devox. So I watched it. So it's so fun. So I hope in the future we meet together personal in order to share experience and to learn more about you, man. Because I already watching your interview with Venkat, so it's more important. I think to myself, oh God, he's talking to Venkat. Oh God, it's so important, guy. Yeah, actually, I'm trying to write a couple blog posts regarding functional programming, following his book that he wrote a few years ago. But it looks like he updated one new at least a new one book. But uh, man, I follow your job in those years, and you are one reference for me. You, Bruno Souza, Otávio Santana, Elder Moraes, so Edson Yanaga. So man, there are a lot of Brazilian guys so important in this world, especially in the Java world. Thanks.
Thank you so much for your kind words, Max. I really appreciate it, and I hope really to meet you in person. I'm sure it's gonna be awesome meeting you in person.
Great, that's it.
Nice.
Gabriel, take it away, man. You got to start. You need
No,
to
no,
conclude.
go ahead, go ahead. Finish your take, Max. Time is no problem here to me.
Need to take a cut my hair, man. I need to be uh, less
You,
eared,
you,
less strange.
cut your hair because you give a talk tomorrow here, right? Yeah, you make a perfume. You put the perfume.
Oh, oh, it's well. Until now, we cannot feel the smells. It's a good thing. Thank you, guys. I need to go now. So thanks, Alpha. Thank you, Gabriel. So thank you,
Take
everyone
more on
that's
time.
watching us. And that's it, man. See you next time.
Take more
See
on
you,
time,
Max. Thank you
Rafael.
so much.
And guys, my last to notify you this time. The 6 p.m. we'll have more one talk with about uh, and and 6 p.m. have talk about Agile. Okay, and for time up to my get to you, and hope you give you them, and hope the door is open to.
Thank you so much, Gabriel. You were cut off a little bit, but I understood that the door will be
Oh.
open to me. So that's good. That's great.
Thank you, Rafael. You have things to say?
Oh, I think that's it. I just I can say to developers to always keep learning, always invest, to always invest in themselves, and um, keep expanding, keep growing your career. This is so important. It's your career, and take action.
Right.
Without action, nothing happens. I think this is crucial to reinforce.
Nice. Thank you, Rafael. We'll end the session here. See you guys more
Okay.
later. Bye bye.
Talk to you. Bye bye.